We must, however, remind ourselves that democratic participation transcends just the act of voting. It is fundamentally about accountability and the security needed to demand it. It is about safeguarding the people's freedoms and rights and fulfilling the promises of social economic prosperity and in our founding document. Our history is complex, marked by struggle, resilience, and renewal. But through it all, one truth stands firm. The unbreakable will of the Ghanaian people has ensured that no matter the twists and turns, our democratic spirit endures and our destiny remains in our own hands. While we reflect on our journey, we must also review our standing today. We must assess a national review of our healthcare system, agriculture and food security, infrastructure and urban development, and the role of science, technology, and innovation. In this era of green transition, we must recognize our unique circumstance, that is a nation rich in natural resources, yet vulnerable to climate change, and we must chart a path that balances us to Ghana's petroleum sector. However, in recent years, poor choices have stunted our prospects and left us reeling from serious challenges. This star developed with far less did not permit their backs to be broken by a repressive and exploitative colonial administration representing an imperial power. How can we, their progenies, armed with far more, despair in the face of these challenges? Rather than perpetually decrying our failures, every anniversary of our independence must present an opportunity for us to account for the legacy we're building for our next generation. We of this generation are merely custodians of this country and resources. They are entrusted to us to manage them wisely today for the generation of tomorrow. These independence anniversaries must therefore be a moment of reflection, not on what we have done for ourselves, but on how well we have stewarded national assets for those we will hand them over to in the future. Our story cannot be one of missed opportunities. It must be one of continued effort to achieve far more than we can boast of now. Posterity will not accept our failures or take them kindly. As President, I'm committed to providing the bold leadership and the clarity of vision that is needed to navigate the turbulent economic waters we are sailing in currently. We should take decisive action. Actions that will break the chain of dependency, not just the empty rhetoric of an Africa that is beyond aid. Proclaiming self-reliance while marching straight back to the donors, into the hands of the donor agencies, begging bowl in hand is really meaningless. To break this cycle of dependence and reset our economy, my administration is formulating policies based on fiscal discipline and living within our means. We're striving to expand our economy to yield prosperity for all. And to do this, we must look within and make sure that we are raising revenue domestically. This administration is working to implement the 24-hour economy program to ensure that our economy never goes to sleep. This will allow us to create the necessary job expansion, boost productivity, increase our exports capacity and trade footprint, and also reduce our dependence on foreign aid. The US $10 billion Big Push initiative will also modernize our infrastructure. It will create jobs, it will stimulate local industry, ensuring that our development is driven from within rather than funded from outside. Agriculture remains our biggest opportunity to reduce import dependence. With over $2 billion spent annually on food imports, the Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda is structured to strengthen local agribusiness and ensure food security. The Feed Ghana program will drive mass food production and stabilize food prices. At the same time, the Poultry Farm to Table initiative, otherwise referred to as Nkukong Kitenkete program, will boost domestic poultry production and processing to directly address our 95% reliance on imported poultry products. The success of these policies depend on active citizen participation, particularly from our young people. The AgriNext program will equip 30,000 young people with land, training, and agribusiness opportunities. Farmer service centers in every district will provide access to mechanization services, quality seeds, and fertilizer to boost local food production. My brothers and sisters, this is a defining moment, but policies alone, no matter how well couched and no matter how well intentioned, will not change our reality. Action will change that reality. As President, I'm taking the necessary action to create growth opportunities and enhance our economic independence. Young Ghanaians must step up to the plate, seize these opportunities, and contribute to building a self-sufficient nation. Ghana's economic future is in your hands. Fellow Ghanaians, the 1992 Constitution has provided a stable framework for governance and delivered the most extended period of constitutional democracy in our nation's history. However, like any enduring legal and political framework, it has flaws and loopholes. Recognizing the need for reform, Atamils initiated a constitutional review process in 2010, leading to the establishment of the Constitutional Review Commission. The previous administration of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo also undertook some constitutional review. Considering evolving national and global dynamics, I have constituted a new review committee to undertake a comprehensive and inclusive reassessment of our Constitution. This endeavor is essential as the strength of our democracy the integrity of our constitutional order and the rule of law requires continuous renewal. We must not allow weaknesses in our governance framework to fester until they threaten national stability. Instead, we must take proactive steps to reinforce the very foundation of our democracy. I therefore urge all Ghanaians to participate in this process by submitting their I do not speak as president, but as your son and brother, in whose hands you have entrusted a solemn duty. The people of Boku and other areas, it is time for lasting peace to prevail. Our children deserve to inherit a peaceful land where their dreams are nurtured, not where their nightmares are relived. They deserve to inherit a land where our markets are bustling with trade, not tension and conflict. They deserve to inherit schools that echo with learning and not melancholy. Let us not be swayed by division, mistrust, and the weight of past injuries. Let us give renewal of friendship a chance. Let us give peace a chance. This is not an invitation to simply forget the past. Far from it. It is an invitation to live above it. Fellow countrymen and women, 2 years from now, our dear nation Ghana will celebrate its 70th anniversary of independence. This is our moment in history. We have endured trials, we faced challenges, and carried the burden of our struggles, but we have never given up. Through every storm and shadow, we have kept the flame of hope alive. And now, at this critical juncture, we must rise with courage, determination, and unwavering belief that a brighter future is just within our grasp. Let us reflect on the great movements that have transformed the world, the movements that have liberated us from the bonds of colonialism, and the voices that shaped our path to democratic rule. Before these, people thought it was impossible. It is not impossible for us to create a better life for our people. It was ordinary people, workers, dreamers, farmers, students, the young and the old, who refused to accept the way things were. They marched, they spoke out, they struggled, and eventually they prevailed. From African liberation movements to the fight for civil rights, from the pursuit of democracy to the battle against poverty and inequality, one lesson stands clear. When people unite with a common purpose, nothing can stand in their way. As I said before Parliament, we shall live the dreams of our forebears in our lifetime. This is not just a promise, it is a call to action. Let this be our mission to rise above fear, to silence the voices of doubt, and to harness the strength within us to create a future that is fair, that is prosperous, and that is inclusive. Let us move forward together side by side, knowing that every sacrifice we make today will prepare the way for generations yet to come. I thank you very much, my fellow countrymen and women, and I wish you all a happy Independence Day.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that was the 68th Independence Anniversary Address by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Shall we please give him a round of applause? Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the parade commander will now invite the Forces Sergeant Major, Chief Warrant Officer Ado Daniel, to lead the contingent to give 3 hearty cheers to the President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Forces Sergeant Major, to the front.
Chief Warrant Officer Ado Daniel attended Nkwanta Secondary School in the Oti region of Ghana for his ordinary level certificate and Kumasi Polytechnic for Royal Society of Arts accounting option. He holds a higher national diploma in accounting from the same institution.
Good morning, Your Excellency. May I have your permission to carry on with the year, Your Excellency? Yes, Your Excellency.
Chief Warrant Officer Ado Daniel was awarded with the Long Service and Good Conduct Medal when he attained 15 years in the service with unblemished record.
Remove headdress. Remove. Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama.
Yay! 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 Hey! Yay! Hey! Abwa bilibo, jata bilibo, oine. Abwa bilibo, jata bilibo, oine.
Right? Replace address. Replace!
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Forces Sergeant Major, Chief Warrant Officer Ado Daniel, leading the contingent to give 3 hearty cheers to the President of the Republic and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Your Excellencies, Your Honor, may I have your permission to follow, Your Excellency? Yes, Your Excellency.
Shall we please give him a round of applause? Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the parade commander will now ask permission to march off the colors.
Marching ball. Done. Marching.
Your Excellency, ready to march off the colors and the remainder of the parade. Your Excellency.
Distinguished guests, the color party will march off parade.
March of the colors. Hey! Present! Up!
Kalapata by the center. Quick march and direction right. Right. Go. One. Kalapata. Right. There. To advance, left, turn. Color squat, present. Oops.
Shall we please rise for the national salute? All personnel in uniform are to pay the appropriate
Hey!
compliments.
Go! Yay! Up! Hey! National salute! Present! Up! Hey! Go! Yay! Up! Yay! Up! Ice!
Please be seated. I humbly request that we remain seated as our dignitaries take leave of us. The President will shake hands with the chiefs and other dignitaries before he leaves. Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of the 68th Independence Day anniversary parade. We would like to express our sincere appreciation to you all for your attendance and participation. I am Squadron Gabriela Lawson from the Department of Public Relations of the Ghana Armed Forces. And I'll be your MC for today's program. And my co-MC is
Cassandra Chum Ampofo, the head of Public Relations, Ghana Education Service. And it's been an honor and humbling to be your MCs for
Up. Right. Face.
Please, let's be seated. Thank you.
Hey! Hey!
Distinguished guests, please let's be seated. The president will depart soon. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please let's be seated. distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody goes scatter from the plate.